Introductory statistics, 3 flavors. January draft of the 2024 GAISE update gave 9 recommendations, and very bottom it mentioned going to include the following: learning objectives for intro stats and for intro data science. Now, I like the recommendations. They're broad, and 2 things I like in particular. The draft avoids making recommendations that are not strongly supported. It avoids making multivariate thinking a goal for all introstat courses. And more importantly, it proposes 2 flavors of introductory statistics, intro stats and intro data science. This is a major improvement. The idea of having one flavor, one size fits all, is long overdue. I have 3 issues. 1, no mention of statistical literacy. 2, no mention of multivariate thinking. 3, no mention of confounding. I think the guys should be like the Supreme Court. You look back on the precedents and try and connect to them, integrate with them. You don't just drop them. Now, statistical literacy and background has been referenced by a lot of people. David Moore, Statistical Literacy, what every educated person should know. GAISE 1, emphasize statistical literacy, teach statistical thinking. GAISE 2, teach statistical thinking. Since then, Alan Rossman, in a most important claim, saying most students, not just many students, but most students would be better served by Stat 100 than Stat 101. That's a really strong claim. Surge had a whole special issue on statistical literacy, saying it's a prerequisite for an informed democracy. UNM is offering statistical literacy. It satisfies a math requirement in their Gen Ed course. The ISLP had an International Day of Statistical Literacy. On multivariate thinking, GAISE 2 introduced this, saying give students experience with multivariable thinking. And why? Because we live in a complex world where things involve many factors. 2014, the update for the undergraduate statistics program said, we want to give students a clear understanding of the impact of confounding variables. 2017, confounding and variation are 2 major obstacles in analyzing data. Now, you have to realize that confounding is old, but confounder is new. This is the Ngrams, Google Ngram, showing how the prevalence of these words has increased dramatically, a factor of 1,000 since 1980. So my number 1 recommendation is have 3 introductory courses. 102, data science statistics for producers. Stat 101, classic or analytic statistics for professional consumers, analysts, where we do population inference with univariate and 2-group or 2-factor data. Stat 100, statistical literacy for consumers, focused on big ideas, correlation, causation, study design, confusion of the inverse, statistical significance, and confounding. We've got textbooks that are being used, and there was a brief study talking about the prevalence of statistical literacy, and in that study, it was like 19% of colleges reporting said they offered a statistical literacy course. Well, that was 14 years ago. There could be many more than just 19% today. Now, if the committee wanted to go further, much further, why do we teach statistical thinking? What is the object? And I say statistical inference. And there are 3 kinds of statistical inference, not just one. Population inference, predictive inference, and causal inference. And that's what gives rise to 3 different courses: classical or analytic statistics, data statistics or data science statistics, and statistical literacy. And if we wanted to go in detail on a causal inference data statistical literacy 100 course, here are some of the things I would include. Here's a bibliography, but I don't want the second recommendation to get in the way of the first. The first is 3 introductory courses. Include statistical literacy. Thank you.